Without further ado, we do
Mm.
have the drafting stage available for us right here. Once again, AZ with no coach whatsoever, while we do have DJ as the coach of Kingdom Esports. With the Fanny being the very first phase, or rather the very first ban coming in from AZ.
Assassins.
Yes. So get those
Hmm.
assassins out of the play. I do like the Kalia ban coming from the side of DJ though, understanding that okay, we need to respect the Vendetta. We need to make sure that the first pick material for Vendetta is out. I don't think that they're going to go for the Badang ban though. Just getting the
Yep.
Kalia out should be more than enough.
Hmm.
Chip is going to be thrown into the pool too.
Yeah. Remember, Baksha is pretty much open here. It was party banned here on the first phase on the previous match. If it's open, could actually Absolute Zero could get this one. And I mentioned a while ago, if Baksha jungler is also possible for Nan here. It's a fighter jungler, which could be very good into their playstyle here for Absolute Zero.
No,
Kimi.
Lucas
Yep.
and Kimi are currently
Matilda.
still available to be
Okay.
picked. So
There
we
you
do
go.
have Matilda as well as Joy being thrown into the banning pool. Easy, they have the priority to pick either one of these two.
There you go.
Baxia,
Hmm.
okay, so they have decided to pick out a Baxia. So Lucas as well as Kimi is currently available for Kingdom.
True.
But a big part of me believes that they're probably not going to go for that again. They seem pretty comfortable with Loi. Perhaps they can
Yeah.
still keep to the Loi. I
Yep.
think that that's fine. But perhaps look for if they're gonna go for Loi, I think that they need to keep things relatively open, such as a Gatokacha. So
Hmm.
Gatokacha can still go to EXP, still go to the room, whichever that they want, so that they still have they just don't lock into the EXP that early.
Yeah, they have just because if they're going to pick a Kimi here, remember the Baksha is also a great hero to go into the back lines and to punish those range heroes. And there you go. It is time for them. FMM comfort pick. Gatakacha is pretty good on this one. I love this pick here. Now they do have the crowd control needed here for the side of Kingdom Esports. And this time around, the Granger for Maletizi. Remember, one of the best heroes I've seen for Malektizi, it was the Moskov and the Granger. Now going to lock this one in here for the side of Kingdom Esports. On the other side, wow, three high tier heroes in the
Mm.
current meta here. Kimi, Baksha, and Phobius.
Okay, this is tough now. There is a possibility for the Boxer to go to the jungle because
Yep,
Fulvius now fills in for the EXP
EXP.
lane.
True.
So we'll see how DJ is going to respond to that. At least they have the Gatakacha, they can play for the AoE. They also do have pretty good pick of, they also got pretty good single target coming from the Granger. Right now they are missing out on the mage, the jungler, as well as, okay,
Okay.
so a little bit too early for the EXP. Not a big fan because Gattacacha is pretty flexible there. They can still keep AZ kind of thinking. But at least the good thing is they know that Phobius is definitely going to EXP.
Yep.
So we pick our EXP so that we can counter against the Phobius.
Yeah, correct. They take advantage of this situation here. They want to control the EXP. Bear has been phenomenal already on his role as an EXP player for the side of Kingdom Esports, especially into the Badang hero. But this time around, it is going to be the glue, which is pretty much open right now and taken here for the side of Kingdom Esports. Now, remember, you mentioned a while ago that Baksha could possibly in the jungle, which I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Estes also is pretty much open.
Yep.
So Estes Baksha once again. Let's see if there's going to be an Ubi strat we're going to expect here.
We shall see.
But the Angela now is even taken out, so they are going to take away that utility heroes, which Rapidot is fairly pretty good to use.
So, okay, with the fact that DJ banned the Angela, I think that he should ban the Estes next. But,
Hmm.
however, we also need to identify the next thing, right?
Yep.
If the Ube is gonna happen onto the side of AZ, they are lacking in quite a lot of damage. Because of the fact that Kimi is technically more on the utility side, you
Hmm.
might not be able to play very well into the traction pulse, even if it lands. They don't have someone that really perfectly plays very well into these AoE scenarios, unless they happen to pick up the Beatrix and play around the Beatrix like crazy.
True. And speaking of which, where are the Hariths right now? I haven't seen
Oh,
any
yeah.
Hariths here in this series abstract, but it could be a possible pick here if you
Oh,
want the damage. here in the situation. But Florin instead has been taken out, so
The
they don't
baiting.
want they don't want this one. The heavy utility, as you mentioned here for Rapidot here, this is gonna be the priority here for the side of Kingdom Esports. Now, no Ling. Remember, assassins here. Fanny, Ayusa, Ling. So Ianzi, they're looking out for this guy here. So you're an assassin player here. Better much ban all these assassins right now.
Okay, so no Hayabusa and no Ling. But there is still a Hanzo, okay?
Okay.
So that could be a possible last pick, but we pick up a Fasa. So a lot of area denial, a lot of zone denial, AoE in this
Ooh.
context. But okay, at least a combo is something that we see here. We know that for sure it is a 1-1 Franco combo that they are looking out for. But now the question begs, what's that Kimi for? You don't have a lot of strong AoE. Even if you do land the traction pulse, there's not much that you can play around with. You're kind of forced up that Baxia into the jungle. I actually don't really like AZ's lineup here.
Yeah, but this Franco pick, I think they are prioritizing to shut down Ianzi. So Franco has one of the longest crowd control single target skill in this game, and now without, because I mentioned a while ago in the game one, we've seen that one. Ianzi is taking control really on that heavy aggression, but with this Franco right now is mine. I think Kingdom Esports should really think and pick their own battles here in this execution against AZ.
Would that be enough
That's the
though?
question.
With a Lancelot that just zips
Mhm.
and zooms all across the map, all around the battlefield, will
Correct.
the Franco even be able to walk right into the Lancelot and just bloody hunt him? That's my question. In theory, you will want to hook someone, bloody hunt them, and then give free 3 weakness points broken for the 1-1, and that will proceed into some craziness in the late stages. But early game is my problem. How exactly are they supposed to stop the kind of damage potential coming in from both the Lancelot and the Fasa?
Yeah, true. I think Kingdom Esports, when it comes to damage department here, they do have the advantage. Even here, Bear, against the side here of the Phobius, can really shines here on this situation. But so far, if you ask me, damage, can they be mitigated with this lineup? Heavy tanky lineup though for the side of Absolute Zero, especially Non here on the jungle. Baxia can take a lot of damage himself, but this Rapidot on Franco, his heal shots should be 100% be there in order for them to go for the pickoff.
So right off the bat, we do have got a small little invasions coming in from both of the junglers, but that is going to be very small. It's not going to do anything. But ENZ is already at level 4, Nan is also at level 4, but we do have to realize that Absolute Zero, they don't have got any way to really deal a lot of damage. Nan immediately just put himself the shield unity on the FMM. Not quite enough of damage, but as you can see, the Phantom Execution dealt a decent amount over to Nan. They're both still alive. FMM even picked up and of course used the Revitalize to keep him alive.
There you go. I think this is what we had mentioned, right? Nan on the jungler Baxia. He can take a lot of damage, so ENZ needs a lot of optimizations in order for him to go for the pick of play that Kingdom Esports want to. But time and time again, Absolute Zero, they have the skills to do this every time. Their cooldowns is not that much of a concern there for the side of Absolute Zero. Now they are going to take this turtle this time around.
Okay, so how's that gonna look like? We do have Melon as well as Barret already at level 4. Vendetta and Bougie. Okay, we need Bougie to get his traction pulse, and only until then we will have a very good idea how a team fight is gonna look like. Now, level 5 onto the Lancelot, as now we do have got one person is just going to be locked right down. Melon being the one taken down. In the meantime, Blitz is also going to be possessing onto a single person. But Vendetta somehow managed to follow through when it comes down to Infernal Pursuit. Brings down the Lancelot. And now we've got Absolute Zero that is in a very good spot. Somehow getting 2 kills. So they do have the damage after all.
Yeah, and on the side of Absolute Zero, not only the damage mitigation as well. No casualties here for the side of Absolute Zero. And Kingdom Esports now feeling the heat here in the early stage of the game. We mentioned, right, Abstract, that the damage here is really indeed on the side of Kingdom Esports, but the defense for Absolute Zero is there as well. So basically, best defense is your best offense here.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar as though Absolute Zero, they have got the survivability to outlast the damage from Kingdom Esports themselves to make them not too afraid. So the longer that they drag onto a fight, the better it would be for Salus and technically for Vendetta too.
You know what?
What's that noise sound, man?
I think it's emote or something.
I don't see the emote. That's the problem. Stop it.
Here on the bot side, though, I think we've seen that Absolute Zero relies on Rapidot's Flicker and Bloody Hunt here, and then they go for a 4v5 situation once the pickoff is successful. But Yanzi,
Small little invasion takes the purple buff for himself. Fuji lands the traction pulse, but luckily we have Ians that managed to dash himself away from all of that danger. But Nan is coming in with the shield unity. I don't think they can catch up in time. Oh, good iframe. But now Ian slowly walks himself away and he's gonna be A-OK. Nan being caught in the midst of all of that while Vendetta going in for the Infernal Pursuit, trying to slam as much damage as possible. Nan being the one that will go down throughout this entire battle, and they're trying to scrape for a little bit more losses to the side of Kingdom Esports, allowing them to get a 1-for-1 trade between the jungler and the EXP lane. Sorry,
Wow.
the roamer.
yeah, that was a forced chase there for the side of Absolute Zero, and fortunately for them, they could take out Maltese.
And now 1-for-1 trade between the jungler, between the gold laner and the roamer. This is a very good trade.
Yeah, indeed. This is bad for Kingdom Esports on the other hand, with the two players down already. It is going to be an open turtle here for Absolute Zero to take. And look at how Absolute Zero controlling this area right now. Vendetta alone has the vision, has the zone, and none of the Kingdom Esports will go in through.
Looks like I failed to realize the amount of damage that Absolute Zero can very potentially pick up onto the side of Kingdom Esports, but mid stages of the game. That's where FMM and Bear would definitely get their tanky items, and Absolute Zero would find it a little bit tougher to work with. But fortunately, both FMM and Bear also thrives onto healing factors, as well as healing factors from the split as well as Revitalize. So at least having the Tortoise's Persons coming from Nun,
Correct.
that is going to be a very good answer to all of those.
And plus the chase as well. We've seen so far that Shield Unity has the capability to have that chasing factor against Kingdom Esports. So far right now, Absolute Zero here, compared to the game one, they have now being the aggressors here against Kingdom Esports. They're everywhere. Rapidot doesn't have yet the flicker, but will they go for the pickup here?
This Shield Unity is gonna land right on top of the Lancelot, the Traction Pulse as well. But the execution himself right out of there, leaving Bear all alone against 4 members. This is technically, in some sense, an way because they are constantly just together, always playing as 4-man, 5-man, whatever it is, because, well, Ube literally means ultimate bonding experience. Playing as 5, that's exactly what Absolute Zero is doing, even though they do not have an Estes or any form of support or heal.
Well, ENC having a hard time here, but they're trying to defend.
What was that?
I didn't expect him to actually force his Garakacha to go for the defense.
Right?
Then again, Nan is here.
Traction Pulse lands. But otherwise, it is also going to be the Feathered Aspect that's going to be popped, only for Vendetta to come in to immediately pop him out of the Feathered Aspect.
And now I have doubted FMM on the situation. Nan did the same thing as well. Sacrifice his life. I don't know if it's worth it here for Absolute Zero, but then again, they have secured the top tart here on the top side. And now Kingdom Esports still feeling the heat against Absolute Zero.
So slowly but surely, Absolute Zero is taking all of these turrets.
Oh,
and
there you go.
Oh man, just casually just walks in onto Ians as he's locked in the animation when it comes down to the Taunt Rose. Oh man.
There you go. Absolute Zero composition really shuts down Yanzi. Yanzi here on how he dominates the game one is now falling off here in this game two. So many counters here with the composition coming in from Absolute Zero. No breathing space for that Lancelot. Now, Kingdom Esports got really no damage whatsoever because Yanzi having a difficult time to scale his Lancelot here. Look at the accusations we have seen so far. War Axe still being secured. On the other hand here, for the Baksha, now has the Radiant Armor secured just in case. Melon here going for the Feather Airstrike.
Oh, it's rough for the Lancelot. 0 is to 3 is to 1. I guess the Lancelot is not exactly that great of a pick coming in here because there's just so much tanky units from the start of
What?
Absolute Zero where he can't deal and he can't get any kills at all. So we're starting to see the weakness of the lineup, especially since one of the win condition in the early stages is to play around the Lancelot.
Yeah, and now there's been shut down here. Track Absolute Zero right now. Salas is at this moment giving free farm while the rest of Absolute Zero just roaming across the map here, not giving any inch ground here for the side of Kingdom Esports. Now going to go for a push here on the bot side. Remember on that game 1, under 8 minutes, no turret takedowns here against Absolute Zero. But this time around, it's a switcheroo we're seeing here.
As Nan is looking for an opportunity onto Kingdom Esports, but this is just what Buckstar normally does, right? Just shield Unity, crash onto one person. If it is not going to go well, just casually walk out. Kingdom Esports doesn't have too much lockdowns as well, as they play around FMM as well as Bear for most of these lockdown instances.
This is where Absolute Zero really shines here. Team fight heavy, plus cutting off this cross-map plays for the side of Kingdom Esports. And Kingdom Esports trying to defend here.
Immediately, Bear is just going to be flickering right in. He does have the split split just going to be working onto Bougie as he brings him down immediately. Bear, however, is just going to be right in the eyes of Salas, and now he's going to go down. It is a 2-for-1 trade thus far. Kingdom Esports have got the better part of that trade.
That's the best you can take here if you're in the side of Kingdom Esports, but so many resources has been taken there for the side of Kingdom Esports. We're in Absolute Zero, even though they have the number, they don't have the numbers advantage going for the Lord this time around. Look at this one, Bear initiating the team fight here with a spread grab. And Melon, despite having the free, of course, Feather Airstrike on the box lines, it's just not easy for them to pick off Nan. With that first item of that Radiant Armor, is just enough for him to negate that magic damage.
Okay, that's just even more annoying. That's even more annoying. All these emotes, man. But regardless, Absolute Zero now just going to be putting himself right in the face of Kingdom Esports. Unfortunately, defensive execution did not land on anything, but it's just going to be clearing out the waste. For the meantime, FMN just going to be caught by when it comes down to the Eye and the Hook, as well as the Bloody Hunt. He pops out to the Revitalize, hoping that he'll be able to stay alive a little while longer, but unfortunately, that's going to be a crossbow attack coming from Salas, pushes the rest of Kingdom Esports away.
Wow, incredible damage right there, dishing out, coming in from the side of Salas, and they're not stopping here with the Lord pushing through on the top side. Siege continues here.
With the charge going in, but in the meantime, it's going to be a quick little push coming in from Vendetta. He may have went down, but they managed to survive, or rather, they managed to extend the health of the Lord for as long as possible, putting down the turret to lower than 50% HP, and everywhere else have also lost their holy defense. Salas surviving throughout the entire onslaught even.
Wow, I was concerned for him there, but he still managed to dance his way out there, Salas. And with the pressure going on here against the side of Kingdom Esports, they still managed to defend though. But no holy shields right now, pretty much available here for the side of Kingdom. This is now the advantage for Absolute Zero to actually control the game here, to continue this aggression against Kingdom Esports.
So we're moving on forward. Kingdom Esports wants to reclaim their lands. The good thing is they haven't lost a single one of their inhibitor turrets. So keep it as it is. Quick little stun onto Bear. Melon even popped off the Feathered Airstrike, but ended it prematurely as he believed that Absolute Zero is going to run right into his face.
Yeah, 66 seconds until the Lord will spawn here in the game. Meanwhile, Absolute Zero will still continue to control and prove their dominance here in the Land of Dawn. Kingdom Esports, you see itemizations here for the Lancelot. He has the Hunter Strike and the War Axe. Hold it up.
Oh, the Bloody Hunt on the FMM brings it down immediately. Vendetta with the Infinite Pursuit almost bringing Bear down, but never mind, he did go down in the end of the day. Well, for now, Jens with the Thorn Rolls, iframe to get himself well enough, but Melon with, of course, Wings by Wings, allowing him to get away too. Malik TZ down to a slipper. He survives, but at what cost? As they have lost the middle and the bottom lane inhibitor turrets.
Two inhibitor turrets gone here. Kingdom Esports right now still trying themselves to survive in that heavy siege. 15 seconds until the next Lord. Rapidot will respawn in time as well. So this Lord right now is very important here for Absolute Zero to seal the deal and actually go for the push. But then again, here in this 30-minute mark, Kingdom Esports, if they are going to win one big team fight here, they have a chance to go for the comeback at this situation. But the question is, will they go for this contest in the Blitz though? This is very risky, but I guess they are going to give it away.
They have to, right? Ian's is only a level 14,
Yeah.
and that will be too big of a risk to dive in and steal the Lord away from Absolute Zero. Especially since Ian's is probably having the lowest amount of morale because of the fact that he's currently 0-3. So he's got no kills. He's got no way of playing this game at all. He can, of course, puncture in, and that's pretty much the end of his day.
Okay, this is one of the advantages of having a Pharsa in your composition. You have the high ground advantage with that feathered airstrike. But remember, here, 14-minute mark, no tart takedowns against Absolute Zero. Meanwhile, Kingdom Esports is on the verge of defense here with the siege upcoming.
I'm waiting for the Fraction Pulse from the side of Bougie, but it's not really charging that up just yet. Kingdom Esports did manage to hold on to the Lord for a pretty effective amount of time, but hold on a second, is that Immortality is just going to be popped right in, while Ian's just going to go in with the puncture as well as Storm Rose, but he's dealing no damage at all! Bougie, all by himself, he pushes the rest of Kingdom Esports away. We even have got a double kill for the start of Bougie getting a kill down onto Bear.
Oh.
It's a 1-for-3 trade, no, 2-for-3 trade at this point in time, but Salas is still alive, he's almost getting a little bit more, but Ian's! He found himself right back as he managed to pop the Immortality for a rapid dude, but the Iron Hook lands right on top of Melon, keeps him in place, allowing Salas to get himself the kill.
Wow, and how we've seen this game dominating fashion here for Absolute Zero is just a big switch compared to the game one Abstract.
I
This
can't
is
be any more wrong.
Oh man, comfort picks. This is it.
Oh man.
Comfort picks. Absolute Zero. Fighter jungler Baksha here. Utility for Rapidut as well. I mean the lockdown, and they countered Yanzi on that assassin. So many counters. You have Phobius, you have here the Bloody Hunt coming in for the Franco as well. It's not easy really for this Lancelot to come back. Plus the bans of the Hayabusa, Fanny, all the assassins there, and the Ling as well. Hard,
man.
very hard game for Kingdom Esports.
It worked out fabulously for AZ. But I still don't like the draft. I still don't like it.
I think just one game, they had adjusted very well. I think this is a risk that the side of Absolute Zero had taken.
Yeah.
How about we shut down their jungler? And
Which they
shut-
did.
Which they did. And look at here the stats right now we've seen so far. Yanzi having difficult time to really scale back into this game, while this composition AZ first pick Baksha. Never doubt the Baksha here, this current patch here. Very strong. First item actually was the Radiant Armor. It's not easy for Melon to take down this heavy aggression on that Baksha.
Yeah, and let's not forget, he even picked up himself the Antikuras.
Yep.
Makes Ians and Malik TZ have so much difficulties on even doing anything to him. Sometimes it baffles me how how tanky a boxer is, while still being able to do like very good damage as well.
Indeed, especially during the the later stage of the game, where in Salas is wrecking havoc already. Bucci here also deals a lot damage with the Sky Piercer and this toe. No, Baksha with the Tortoise Poison is just insane, man. It's just insane, and how he managed to take down any heroes here while while absorbing all the damage, incoming damage into his Baksha. But look at here. In our stats, there's no tart takedown we've seen so far against the side of Absolute Zero. No tart.
I'm mostly looking at Kimi always being the initiator, being the one that's more on the utility, but failed to realize that Kimi still have got pretty good damage to her kit the moment she gets herself the glowing wand. So the moment that the glowing wand is up, it pretty much makes the healing factor coming from FMM and Bear even more difficult. So yes, they have managed to receive quite a bit of damage, but they're not able to restore them fast enough from through the Revitalize or perhaps even from Bear's slams. So ultimately, right at the start of the game, with the Tortoise's Persons as well as the glowing wand, incapacitating these two frontliners. Malik TC and Ian's just got no game.
Yeah, correct. I mean, the Baksha first pick, it just says it all here in this game two abstract. I think Baksha should be prioritized ban in the series. You cannot give away this Baksha, man. It's just too much, too OP. And I love how the adjustment also we've seen so far for the side of Absolute Zero.
Yes. And let's not forget about his laning phase. He pretty much wins most of the other most of these laners. But MVP, not something that we see all the time, but Franco's on the screen with Rapidude with 1 kill, 2 death, and 15 assists, with a total of 89% of kill participation.
Wow, this guy, we've seen his opening games to be a utility hero like the Mathilda, the Estes, but now setting up the plays using a Franco this time around. He's really aggressive in using this hero. Actually, before on the Onyx PH team, former Onyx PH hero, Rapidot, he's been on that heroes who can really set the plays, like the Kufra. The Tigreal is also good at Tigreal here. The Franco right now with the great skill shots and heavy aggression, he did a really great job here setting the tempo to this team.
Without a doubt, he has the most amount of experience within of his team. And I would say that very likely Absolute Zero, from the side of Absolute Zero, I would say that Rapidude might have a very big influence onto the drafting phase on how they want to play or certain directions that they want to play. Franco is a hero that we don't see too much within of the Singapore region. I'm not too sure about the other regions though.